All right, good. What were you doing there?
I was itching my face.
Oh, I know the feeling.
The Huskers are winning 11-4.
Yes, they are. I just checked
Okay.
that myself. I got the stat broadcast up. Yeah, we're not expecting the biggest audience tonight since the UNO Nebraska game's still going, and that's, I believe, being broadcast on public TV. But for those of you that are joining us, thank you very much. Mylie is correct. Omaha didn't come, or UNO. I don't like calling them Omaha. They're UNO because the chant's UNO, not Omaha, Omaha. So UNO came to play tonight, and now that it's 11-4, it doesn't appear that way. But they came out. The Huskers left the bag stranded in the top of the first. UNO came out, and I think it was Taylor Sedlacek hit a home run to tie it up. We go ahead 3-1 or 4-1, and then they come back and hit a 3-run homer to tie it up at 4, and then we answered the bell on that one, and now we appear to have pulled away. And if they can get one more run across, if that inning's still going, we still might run rule them in the bottom of the sixth. They started their All-American Medea Groff, I believe it's Medea is how you pronounce it, and supposedly the Omaha people had told Nate Rohr on radio, our radio guy, that they would be limiting her to 60 pitches tonight, since they have to squeeze in 2 makeup games here, I guess, and like one this week, one next week, so they just can't go in and have her go the distance. I mean, I might fight that a little. You want to keep in a good spot in your conference, but you're also in a conference that the tournament champion's going to go. But UNO is also number 40 in the RPI right now, so they might, even if they don't win the conference tournament, they might end up doing enough to make the tournament on their own. So that she had to juggle. Do I want to go for that, unbelievable signature win against number 1 Nebraska, or do I have to think about the conference games and not losing a game to one of those teams where
Yes.
the much better,
There
where
we
the rest of
go.
the conference is in the
It was
yeah
on
that
front ultra wide camera.
that'll do it. Yeah,
We don't want
I did
ultra
that too for
wide.
a while. I was just sitting there with half
Well,
my
why didn't
couch
you
in
tell
piles.
me that that was the issue?
Well, I didn't know that was. I just wasn't even thinking of that. I just saw it
Didn't
pointing
I
at the
look
ceiling.
ultra wide?
Huh? I
Didn't I
don't
look
see what
ultra
your
wide?
camera's doing.
Yeah, but you can see that the camera is wide and
Well, my issue was the camera was pointing up at the ceiling.
yeah, it was ultra wide.
Yeah, and ultra tall too.
Yeah,
Well,
wide.
I'm glad you figured it out where I could. Thank you very much. That's a compliment.
It's what I'm here for.
That's right. So anyway, and UNO did set a attendance record as well. They have 2,300 people at that game tonight. That's a big crowd for a top 20, power conference Division 1 team. So good, good on people showing out. Even if some of them, I'm sure, came up the highway from Lincoln. Congrats, UNO. I mean, that might be their record attendance by a bunch, I'm guessing. And it still makes me wonder what Creighton's doing building a stadium with 300 seats. I mean, are you just accepting that you're not really all in on softball since you're in the Big
Because
East?
Creighton sucks. all all Creighton sports suck.
Well, see,
Get a new
and I'm not.
get a new football team.
Yeah,
Because you can't like the Huskers.
here's my thing with Creighton is I don't hate them, but Creighton fans I run into, even the Jayskers, seem to think if you're not all in on Creighton and you don't love them, even if you're Nebraska, if you don't love them just a hair less than Nebraska, then they think you hate them. Like if you're just kind of
Yeah.
ambivalent toward Creighton, wish them well, but I'm not
No.
staying up late to watch overtime.
I'm not staying up late to watch them at all.
Well, yeah, but that's what they kind of take as hatred. So good on you for just being
The
fully out. And I
Jayskers
hate
can
them.
suck it. They can pick a new football team because they can't be Husker fans.
We get it.
And softball won. The game's over.
It's over. Okay.
Yeah.
So what? Final 11-4.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good. So I don't have. So here we go. We might get a few. Okay, I'm seeing that ticker. I saw that ticker run off a few numbers right as you said the game's over. So maybe we got a few people to switch right over to our huge viewing audience. One interesting thing is that if you have On3, they do like what, the bracketology like for basketball, but they do it for softball. And here's what they've got predicted right now, which you got no idea, but what they have picked right now for a Lincoln Regional is, Nebraska, number 1 seed and hosting, number 2 Auburn, number 3 UNO as the Summit League champion, and number 4 Creighton as the Big East champion, because the distance factors in. And so we might have 3 Nebraska teams in a Nebraska regional.
God,
that
sounds awful.
You'll be like, well, great. It's like you bring 2 of those teams in that are just gunning away with their chance to upset Nebraska. And my view of that is,
like,
if you can't stand up to them, what's that?
You want to play someone different in a regional, and then you go and play freaking Omaha. Oh, I guess you don't, because if you play Omaha and Creighton, you kind of know them.
Well, we want to, but
I would love
even though it often goofs up and doesn't mean a lot to anybody not in the South, because it looks like there's still going to be around 9 or 10 SEC teams hosting. But the thing is, you're supposed to do your best to keep everybody within a 400-mile radius. But for us, that usually ended up being Stillwater or bust. And then like last year when we had to go to LSU, and it's slightly more than 400 miles. But anyway, that's what they've got projected for their the Lincoln Regional. Now the big news of the week is we are number 1, and it's in the. And I don't know if Nate or if this is a Nebraska thing, because they always have like, hey, number 6 Nebraska this week, and I'm going, we're number freaking 3 or we're number 4. What are you talking about?
I was gonna say in the main poll or number 3.
Yeah, well, which one do you consider the main poll?
ESPN.
Okay, that's because they're considering, I think, the NFCA poll, the coaches poll, the main poll.
I think we're still number 3 in that, or number 4.
We moved up to 4. Remember, that's where we were always like at 10th and 9th, and
I was like, we're still not number 1 in it.
No, but we've
polls.
Jumped. We've made the biggest move in that poll. They had us as low as 10th coming out of our non-conference season, but now we're number 4 in that. I think let's just do that right now. ESPN, we're number 3. We moved up a spot. We were number 4. D1 softball, we're number 4. We moved up 1 from 5th. And then now I think it's now USA Today. It's no longer the USA Today NFCA poll. It's the NFCA Go Route poll, like big G, little O, and then the word route, capital ROUT, Go Route.
So the sponsor?
I guess that's the new sponsor. And USA Today, if you go there now, they're just putting everybody's polls up and not calling it theirs. So we moved up 2 spots in that poll from 6 to 4. And then the one where we made the jump over Alabama and Oklahoma was the On3 Softball America poll. We're number 1 there. And basically that happened because Alabama lost a midweek game to Samford. It wasn't as awful as you'd think. I think Samford's around number 60 in RPI. So it's not like they lost to, say we lost to Creighton and they're at 150. It's not that bad.
Oklahoma lost to like Bedlam or someone?
No, that's Oklahoma State.
Oh, Oklahoma State.
That the game they call the softball game Bedlam. That's what they call the football game is Bedlam. So yeah, they lost to Okie. They went 2-2. They lost to Okie State and they lost to Arkansas. And Arkansas is, I believe, a top 5 team as well.
Wait, what did they call Bedlam?
Bedlam. You know what Bedlam means?
No.
It's just like chaos.
Oh.
Bedlam is like a street celebration turned riot. It's Bedlam in the streets.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, that you should get with John. That's probably an old person.
Oh,
word.
Jesus.
You love the old people words.
Egad.
Bedlam's kind of an old people word. But yeah, that's what they call the football game is Bedlam. Is just because you get those Okies going crazy, in the middle of the plains down there. And just
Didn't their team bus hit someone or something a couple weeks ago? They got in an accident.
They canceled the game because they killed.
Yeah.
Who was that? Oklahoma's bus?
Yeah, Oklahoma State.
They killed someone. Somebody stepped out in front of the bus and got killed. I think, and they were like, I don't know if they're really going to want to be able to want to play after just witnessing probably the first live death of their lives. I don't know if you call it murder when they jump in front, but you still like watching just say a live death, a live gruesome death. I imagine it was like, keep them on the bus. And,
probably.
And they probably couldn't do that because I'm imagining that takes quite a while to do the cleanup or the investigation.
Get the statements.
yeah, they're not letting you hop back on the bus and take off. So they're
Yeah.
not going to keep them on the bus. So curiosity is going to make you look. And I could see where that's unsettling if you're a college student and, you know, maybe you've watched someone die, but hopefully nobody had, and that's the first of it. I mean, not that I hope for that, just I hope they weren't. I was hoping that they hadn't had to witness it before and now right in front of them. But anyway, let's raise the freaking vibes right now. We stayed
I
at
hope
5 in
they.
RPI. I was worried that, you know, a Minnesota 3 games against the team at 141 in RPI could do a little damage like it did when we played Creighton, but it didn't hurt. And probably the reason is the Big Ten's turning out to be a little tougher than people anticipated. Now you've got obviously the ranked teams from the Pac-12, Oregon, UCLA, Washington, but Michigan, who got off to a bad start just playing really good teams in the conference, has been winning. They're I think like 31st. Wisconsin's in the 30s at like 34th, and now Purdue's moved up to 32nd or 33rd. So you've got that's 3 more. You could be looking at 7 Big Ten teams in the tournament if because that should be high enough. That RPI should be high enough where you don't have to worry about, you know, losing your spot to winners from those conferences that are basically non-competitive but get an auto bid. Because yeah, it's not, you don't get the top 64 in RPI. You get the top 64 minus all the teams out of that 64 that won a conference tournament. And that could be from bad conferences. It could be a bad team from a good conference. Purdue was within a hair of when they lost to Michigan in the final last year. Nobody really saw that run coming. So anyway, that's where they are right now in RPI. Here's the thing: is Oklahoma's number 1 in the other 3 polls. They're number 6 in RPI. They did not play a tough non-conference schedule. They just get one, but they get a tough schedule based on being in the SEC. But right now it's Texas number 1, Arkansas number 2, Alabama 3rd, Florida 4th, SEC, and then us 5th and Oklahoma 6th, which means here's Texas Tech that's in the top 3 in a lot of them now, and they're not even in the top 6 in RPI. They were 10th last week, I believe. So no one was really impressed with their non-conference wanderings either, and they don't have the benefit of the SEC schedule to prop them up, especially after the SEC lost Oklahoma and Texas. So we seem to be sitting really well right now for a top 8 seed, as long as we don't do anything like lose to UNO tonight. Iowa loves to come in and ruin nice things for us. This team is not that good. Do not let them do it. Just go out there, swat them 3 times. Because remember, it happened last season. We beat them something like, I think combined like 27-2 in the first 2 games. And then we're sitting up 2-0 in the third. And Jordy Fromm was oh, there, I've got it. It's like, oh, back out you. It's like all of a sudden, here came you know who after Jordy. I know I kept him here, didn't I? Yeah. Jordy Fromm, you are cursed. And she gave up like 5 runs in a third of an inning. I think she, you know, like 3 hits, a couple walks, and then the cherry on that nasty cake was she hit 3 batters in a row. I haven't seen anybody ever hit 3 batters in a row, especially not one of the people with the best control in softball. And it was just insane. And Iowa gets 5 runs that inning. That's all the scoring. Our bats go dead. Jordy comes out. We lose 5-2. So never say never with the filth and evil of Iowa. It's like we've got to have Danhausen come uncurse us because there's a curse there. But anyway, all we have left is Iowa, and I think they've got a decent one. What do I have them at here? They are right now. They're 23-22, but it's only 6-12 in the Big Ten. They're tied. They're in a tie for 12th, which means they're battling just to get into the Big Ten playoffs, and only the top 12 of the 17 teams make it.
Hey,
And
Maryland's not Maryland's not last anymore.
No.
Michigan State is.
Yeah, they've won 3 now to Michigan State's 2, and maybe send it back to Michigan State next year and keep the streak going of teams that host not qualifying. At least Michigan State's got a field set for that's deserving of a Big Ten tournament. they had it there in 22, and that's a pretty nice place. Let's see what else. Yeah, Iowa's RPI right now is 65, so not horrible. Just out of NCAA contention. Now they here's their thing. They only played. They went for the easy schedule in the non-conference. Ooh, we got some comments. We'll jump there right after this.
It's because they're losers.
Okay, let's just before we start insulting everybody, unless you're just seeing 5 from Connor there's something, let's not insult everyone
No, I
else.
was insulting Iowa.
Oh, I said there's comments, and I thought you were going, that's because they're losers.
Oh, no.
No, they're not.
I was insulting Iowa.
Okay, before
you said
off,
that
she was talking about Iowa.
Because you said that they played a easy non-conference schedule, so I said that it's because they're losers.
Right, but right before that.
Yeah, I know. You didn't let me talk because
anyway,
you never let me talk.
Much too much talk on that.
You never let me talk.
They only played two non-conference ranked teams. Lost both of them to Florida State and LSU. And then in conference, let's see, they lost. They won the series. They swept the series at Illinois, but then they lost 2 out of 3. They lost 2 out of 3 to Minnesota, and then they lost 2 out of 3 to Indiana, which isn't bad. Losing 2 out of 3 to Minnesota is bad. And then their other ranked games where they were swept by Washington and swept by Oregon. They are 0-8 against ranked teams this year. So we should win. Just show up with a little more concentration than they did tonight against UNO. I was just listening on radio because I just have streaming, so I didn't have the public TV. But Nate was commenting on how they didn't seem to be really focused tonight. Couple errors, few mistakes here and there. Alexis Jensen was not sharp. She walked 3 batters in 4 innings. That's not like her. Gave up a couple of homers. And I really don't want to say, it was all on us. Not, UNO. UNO's a very good team. But it was more the walks and just Jordy hadn't made an error all year at first, dropped a pop up, and with 2 strikes, and that turned into a hit, I believe. So yeah, let's just hope they're a little more focused. Maybe the hatred of Iowa will help with that. But that's where we are there. And let's see. Let's check the comments real quick here. See what we got. Oh, Sacco's here. Oh my God. Hi, Fred. Fred just wouldn't go away, so now he's on his own. He's on his own coordination pod. Just kidding. Love you, Fred. The UNO game is just down the street. I'm a Mav, but I hope the Huskers win. Get Brett Weir, I said. Fred and I discovered it was the last week that we both had an affinity for the Jerky Boys. So we're running around. We were sitting there in the old our Slack chat room talking about how about I don't need to talk to you. How about I wrap you in the head with a fucking ratchet? Just a lot of the old good Jerky Boys fare.
I'm so glad I have notifications turned off for that.
So just have some fun, kid. Come on now.
I barely even respond to the text messages I receive, let alone a Slack message that doesn't stop going off. You
only get it if they flagged you or flagged everyone. You don't get flagged on every single conversation.
No, I had it on for every single conversation. I said no.
Oh, yeah, there's an in-between there.
Yeah, all right.
No, at John Zaliauskas, am I pronouncing that right? Says, hi, everyone. Hi, John. Thanks for tuning in and go Big Red. And what did he say? Our girls are on fire. Our girls are on fire. Yeah, I'm not going to sing it.
Thank God.
Yep, as we said, they won tonight. And good job of avoiding the early challenge and the upset bid right after you become number 1. Thank you. Let's see. And Nebraska Strong is here. Is a go Big Red. Oh, and he has a question for you, Mylie.
Okay.
Mylie, when you played hockey, what was your jersey number?
It was 87.
Tell him why. If she doesn't know.
Because of Sidney Crosby.
She look at her. She even turns red and grins when she just talks about him now years later. And yeah, that's the answer to the next question. And why did you select that number? Yeah,
they are as a freshman, sucking hot. You know what in the playoffs right now.
Yeah, we saw it. That's getting a little chippy on the Pittsburgh side.
On the Pittsburgh side, on both sides.
Yeah, but Pittsburgh's down 2-0, aren't they?
Yes,
So it's
father.
that. So they're responsible for the chippiness when you're down 2-0.
Oh, okay. So where are the Blackhawks and Rangers again?
I
Oh,
just
that's right.
saying, man.
That's right.
Right.
They're at home.
I
They're at
wish
home.
I wish either of my teams was in the playoffs down 2-0 to sitting it out again.
Yeah, I forgot. They're in Cabo already.
Yep. No, they're already on the golf course. That
And
Alex
Drew
Ovechkin's
talking
favorite place in the world. What's that?
and Drew's talking crap and they lost last night. Everyone else has played 2 games and the Ducks and the Oilers have only played 1.
Are you
And the
done now?
Ducks lost. So
You
Drew
sound
can
upset.
suck it.
Are you upset? You sound
No,
upset.
I'm not upset.
You do have a big smile on your face, just oozing anger. That's pretty awesome. Um, let's see. So let's talk about Minnesota a little bit. They took care of business, and some people were a little nervous when it was 5-4. But here's the thing: when I stayed with Mylie's brother Drew up in Minneapolis, and it was about a 25-minute drive to the stadium each day. And on Friday, the last of this rain's going through, and I drive up, and it's either dry or spitting. I park in a parking garage across the street from the stadium, step out of the door, and it's just pouring. And it is just pouring. And yeah, here was what the press box looked like as I got there. So it rained a lot later than they thought it would. Like the very tail end just kept blooming, like pouring rain over Minneapolis. So that was what I was greeted with. Made the good decision to bring my warm coat with me and just throw that on because it felt a little windy as I drove in, and so good it kept me dry. Let's put it that way. But yeah, 4-0 this was not going to be a high scoring game on Friday. You have a wet field, you have the wind blowing in hard. I think it was probably about 37, 38 degrees at first pitch. And, it's just balls aren't going to travel. And then Hannah Coor hits a home run, or like second batter of the game. But I don't know if you can see it a little in this picture. The big gray building to the left, like right behind those left field lights, that's the football indoor practice facility. And it's huge, and I think it kind of blocked that wind when it was coming more straight from left, and then it started cutting across out of the northwest a little more. But yeah, that was just not going to be a high scoring game. They more than made up for it Saturday after the 4-0 win by beating them 17-2 in 5 innings. And you could just walk around in that Minnesota press box, and each hit was just like, oh, come on. and that was the one I didn't have the video of it. That you can see the tweet of. I tweeted the video of it. I sent it to Mylie of Kennedy Williams in pinch running, and she's scoring from second, and she rounds third hard, gets about halfway home, falls on her face, jumps to her feet, falls down again, and then just crawls about the last 10, 15 feet, stops and just stretches. They just kind of conceded that run. And I think, the coach was saying, just crawl in, don't get up and keep falling down, and then reaches out. And she liked that tweet back. So she was a pretty good sport about it. And, everybody knows she was high school track star, but that was still pretty funny. And I think I led the article by going, half of the Minnesota fans were probably cheering to themselves because that was the run that put them up by 8, I think. And they were probably just cheering, just touch the plate, get us to 8. That was on Sunday. Yeah, just get us to 8 so we can get the hell out of here a little early and not endure this anymore. Because Sunday they ruled them again 11-2, and it would just gave them a sound thrashing. Now, one thing coming this weekend that I was starting to think about on Monday or Tuesday was that, the AUSL, I think, what is there, 2 softball pro leagues that are competing right now? There's the AUSL, the only one now.
I'm not sure. I've only heard of that one.
Yeah, I have 2. I thought there was another, and I'm not sure if I'm right or wrong. Well, anyway, one of the things they're doing this year are ladies who are playing right now that are going into the draft. The ones that they are calling first rounders, top 10 picks or whatever, they're showing up at their campuses or at their games and presenting them with an AUSL golden ticket, like to the draft or whatever.
Is this Charlie in the Chocolate Factory?
Give them chocolates and then watch them fight for it. But,
haven't you seen Charlie in the Chocolate Factory?
I understand what you're saying. Yes, they gave them golden tickets. That's what I'm sure they're copying that. So anyway, they're just doing that to kind of promote the league. Hey, so and so got the golden ticket. Well, I was thinking, here's the last home weekend of the season, barring regionals, the last regular season home weekend. So I figured, maybe they're saving Jordy for last, and they're going to give her golden ticket in Lincoln on Senior Day. But Sports Illustrated softball is reporting that they have talked to multiple people who confirm that Jordy is just right now wants to concentrate on Nebraska and is opting out of pro softball for this season. So she just wants to try and get Nebraska a title, then chill, I guess. And then, who knows, then maybe she gets a golden ticket next year. I'm sure she would. But I thought, I better stick around down there a little bit for that. So no, she's not getting a golden ticket by SI's reporting. There's a press conference tomorrow with Rhonda Revelle. Last time she brought Jordy with her. If Jordy's there, I will ask if she'll confirm that she's opting out of that. But if SI is reporting it, they must be pretty sure. So that would have been fun, though, I guess. Let's see. We're number one. And kind of a loss in the hullabaloo of us. Another old person word, hullabaloo. Be sure to ask John about that one.
I've heard that one.
Is that in all the hullabaloo of becoming number one for the first time in school history? I actually contacted Paige to confirm that. And yeah, I think the highest they were ever ranked before was number 3. So this is their first time ever being ranked number 1, first time in program history. And while they were doing that, kind of left off to the side was that Washington headed out to, or did Oregon go to Washington? Or, I'm sorry, who was it? UCLA. Well, Washington lost.
Oregon beat Washington.
Oregon beat Washington, and basically that second loss, we're 17-1, put us in first place in the Big Ten, and it also puts us in a really good position to win the Big Ten because we're 17-1. Now you have Oregon, and Washington now has 3 losses, and they've got to go play UCLA now. They're not winning. Even if they sweep that, they're probably still out. And I think they're getting swept by UCLA. And then so here's UCLA a game behind us. Well, we're technically up 2 games on them because we hold the tiebreaker. So if we both ended up at, say, 2 losses, we would be the outright champs. And then Oregon also has 2 losses. But guess who plays the weekend after next in the final regular season matchup? Oregon and UCLA. So one of them's knocking the other out, or they're probably going to each losing. Somebody's going to win 2 out of 3, and they're going to knock each other out. So, and we've got Iowa at number 65, and I think Penn State is also in the 60s or 70s in the RPI. So we've got 2 relatively easy series left. So we're looking really good right now to win the Big Ten. Talked about the bracketology. I can tell you officially that Nebraska is already making their regional preparations. They feel like that nothing wild is going to happen in these last 2 weekends to knock them out of at least a 16 national seed, and I agree with that. So they are actually making preparations. I caught an article on Huskers.com today. I tweeted it's on the what is it called? The Reel or whatever on our Corn Nation webpage. Link is there, and I also tweeted it out. Freshman catcher Carly Muehlbach wrote a nice piece just kind of on her journey through like pre-high school, high school softball, committing to the Huskers, and talks a lot about, you wonder about why did these kids, this is a family that moved a couple of times to get her up against better competition. And she talks about going to Gretna as a freshman and not really being sure, what to do. Here she is going to high school and having to make new friends and talking about, well, the first thing I decided to do was just be the best teammate I could and do everything I could for everybody else and not really worry about how I played. Just make sure I'm just trying to do right by the team. And it's a good read. So if you have a chance, I recommend reading that. Oh yeah, I want to talk about a funky play at Minnesota, and I think it was on Sunday. And you had Sam Bland on first and Bella Bacon batting. Were you watching that game?
I was.
Okay, this is where it got weird.
I was making sure the puppy wasn't peeing everywhere too, so I could have missed it.
I can understand how that makes focus difficult. So anyway, Sammy's on first, and Bella Bacon is up, and I'm up watching that in the press box, and all of a sudden, I think it was like a 1-1 count, something like that, and Bella takes, and then just takes off for first, and not really sprinting, but trotting down pretty good, and she gets near there, and Sammy was like looking around, and Sammy just goes like shoot and takes off for second like she's stealing it. And what happened was Bella thought she got hit, so she ran to first. And Minnesota, fortunately, was just kind of watching and figured, oh, I guess she got hit, and let Sammy run to second. And the umps get together, and the umps like, well, the call in the field is that we didn't see it hit her. So Bella thinks it did, probably, signals to Rhonda, I got hit. So Rhonda challenges the call. And right away, it's like, I'm thinking, and then I hear Nate saying it on radio, is going, well, here's the thing. She thinks she got hit. The call on the field is that she didn't get hit. And the ump never signaled she got hit. So even if they decide she didn't get hit, this still ends well for Nebraska either way. Either we've got runners on first and second, or she's got to go back to the plate. But I think they've got to give Sammy a stolen base since there was no hit batter and there was no signal of a hit batter. And she just ran down, and Minnesota, confused, didn't do anything. And that's exactly what happened. They reviewed it, said she didn't get hit. Bella went back to the plate. Sammy's on second, and Bella singled and drove Sammy in. So that Sammy just going, screw it, let's run down there. Basically got him a run that they wouldn't have had she, not run to first. So it had me thinking that could be a nice trick play if you need it. Tight game, inside pitch. You got a runner on first for second or whatever. Inside, act like a hit, you run to first, and then see if the runner take off for second and see if their fielders are doing anything. And if they are, just run back. Both of you stand on first, because then if they signal she gets hit, you're going to get second anyway, since it's a dead ball. And if she didn't, well, you're not out. But I wonder how often we could steal a run like that. I'm a bad person.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. What else do we have here? Let's see. Yeah, but that was a fun play because there was a lot of talk about that going on upstairs, like we were waiting for them to work that out. Oh, okay. One thing I've noticed is that their last few starts, both Jordy and Lex are not really striking out batters at the same frequency they had been prior. But oddly enough, they went on a 6-game stretch where they only gave up 6 runs in 6 games. Their ERA, I think, was under 1. The team ERA is now down to 1.99. It's under 2. So it's almost by putting some more in play is getting the other team fewer runs, or maybe the other teams have just decided these two have such control. Let's go after them early in the count. So it's getting more balls in play, fewer strikeouts when they're, getting to that 2-strike count and they're getting a little, jumpier at the plate. So maybe getting them to chase after some pitches earlier, or maybe they were hitters on other teams were trying to take them deep in the counts and realize that wasn't working for them. Well, this isn't working for them either. And good for them for not surrendering and like piping them down the middle. If they get to a 1-2 count for a strikeout, they're like, no, let's try and work an edge and make them swing at a bad pitch. So, good for them if that's the plan, or if that's their reaction to the other team's plans. So let's see. Some more comments real quick. Let's see what we got here. Oh, here we go. Nebraska Strong loves his hockey. Mylie, for us novice hockey fans, I still don't understand the icing penalty. Can you explain it?
So icing, you have to be across the center red line before you dump it into the zone. And if you're not, it's icing. And I think, I don't know if it's high school, but college and up, if you ice the puck, you can't change.
Right. And I think that went to high school.
Did it?
As well. And then the way they do it now.
It wasn't high.
Go ahead.
It wasn't high school when I was in high school.
Right.
Or like when I played 19s.
I want to say they have, just so they're consistent throughout now. Now, one interesting thing about it is it used to be it was a foot race, and
it still is.
but it's a different foot race now.
Yeah.
It used to be to the far blue line, like the line where that the goal sits on. But you had too many just like car crashes into the boards, since it's just a few feet to the boards from there. And it was, if the team that iced it beat the other team to that blue line, then it's not icing and they play on. But now what it is, it's whoever's closest to the top of the circle when it crosses the blue line, correct?
I thought it was the dots.
If the puck is it the dots? Okay, it might be the dots.
I thought it was a foot race to the dots or the hash marks.
I'm going to trust you on that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because they weren't
I thought it was a little lower.
I was coaching the 12-year-olds your last couple of years in college. So, but anyway, yeah, that's icing for you. Or you can watch the movie Slapshot and get the advice from their French goalie when he was being interviewed at the very beginning of the movie. And they're like, can you tell us what icing is? He's like, yes, icing is when the puck come all the way down here and I put my I put my glove up like this and the ref, he blow a whistle. So either way works.
Jesus.
So let's see. Oh, well, we got from Matt R8904. Matt says G B R. That's one way. And then here we go. I think we got a Husker fan. Matt R, thank you very much for saying howdy. I've been begging people, hey, get in the comments. Even if you got nothing to say, give us a Go Big Red. Let them know you're there. As they also say in Slapshot, bleed all over them. Let them know you're there. But yeah, bleed that Go Big Red all over us. And he also says, go get that softball natty. Hey, this is one of, if not the best, like Husker sports springs I can remember, between wrestling finishing third nationally, women's and men's track and field are both ranked in the top 10, and basketball makes the Sweet 16. The women make the tournament, and now you've got the Huskers get their first number 1 ranking ever. What's that?
Did you say baseball?
No, I said softball. And
no,
then,
did you mention baseball?
Oh, I did not, and I should.
Yeah, they just swept USC.
Did I call it softball? Yes, the men are ranked. The men just swept Southern Cal in what a lot of fans are calling the biggest homestand ever at Hawks Field, and
they're losing to Kansas right now.
Yeah, Kansas isn't bad, and the Kansas already beat them once, and they're down there. So what's the score? Is it still close?
9-4.
Ooh, it's not close. It's got to be getting late too.
7th.
All right, keep us apprised of that. I mean, we're not going to be there till the end of the game, but if anything changes, no, not unless it's the fastest 2 innings in college baseball history. And college baseball is not a fast-moving game.
No, I went to the game last week. The Creighton game.
Yeah, and that was a slower. That was only 5-4. How long did it last?
It started at 6, and we probably got home around. Oh God, probably 9-ish.
Got home, yeah. That's not too bad for college, because that probably means it was like
they have a pitch clock.
2:45 once you got to your car and drove home. So
they have a pitch clock now, so it goes a little faster.
Yeah, let's see. And yeah, I knew we were going to get this. Unfortunately, football program is still in the toilet. What's funny is, and I'll just say this because this really seems like as depressed as people have been. And we're coming off, it's not the goal. I'm not saying we should settle for it, but we're coming off back-to-back bowl years after going 10 years without. And it seems like this is a worse mood than anyone was in after any Mike Riley, Scott Frost, first 2 seasons of Matt Rule, or first season, I guess. Then we went to 2 bowls. And it's like, yeah, we weren't 10-2 like we thought we were going to be because of what he did at Baylor and Temple. And I understand it, though. Just the way this season ended was such a downer, because we really thought we were getting ready to make the jump. We're 6-2. Dylan gets hurt, and we finish a really bad 1-4. Yeah,
Dylan gets hurt and gets fatter.
And then we just get slaughtered the last 3 games by Penn State, Iowa, and Utah. What did you say in there? You're giggling at yourself.
I said Dylan gets hurt and gets fatter.
And everybody's bagging on Dylan, and it's like, and I get it. Nobody likes he transferred. I don't let
People at
those.
Oregon are calling him fat. What are you talking about?
We've been calling him fat all year, and the
Well,
thing was,
yeah.
here we were,
He's the
6-2
freaking
with them,
Pillsbury Doughboy.
6-2 with them, 1-4 without him. Give him a break. And
Nah, I'm
my
good.
thing on transfers, and I know like everybody blasted, but the reasons were silly. It's like, oh, he didn't give us a thank you for everything Nebraska tweet, and it's like, well, maybe he ran into a few of the tweets. People were pointing at him. I can't blame him. It's like I heard some things, and I don't want to share because it's that kind of below the radar stuff. It's just are all our transfers assholes too? Then the ones that are coming here are all these people traitors and fat? Like, is everybody in South Carolina calling Trey Babelade fat? That kind of
It
thing.
could be.
Yeah, they could be. And it's like, but I'm just saying, my
Probably
thing is,
not,
if you
because
played
we're a very
here,
passionate fan base.
yeah, but
Oh,
here's the
Jake
thing:
Gensel's
if
an
you played
assistant
here,
captain.
if you
Sorry.
played here, you're a Husker for always. Just respect. They might have a reason for leaving that's not pissing you off personally as a fan. And I get it. It's a little different with Dylan, but I refuse to bag on transfers. Otherwise, I should hate all the ones coming in because they've all got to be louses and traitors and jerks too. We love them all, we hate them all, and I don't know. I better stop now. We'll go to, well, I've done transfer rants before, but anyway, and if it gets me more comments,
Guess which team
fine.
had no transfers in or out?
Huh?
Volleyball.
Allie Battenhorst? Oh, you mean just this year?
No, this year.
Yeah.
I saw Virginia Adriano at coffee shop yesterday.
Be hard to miss.
She's tall.
She's what, 6'5", right?
Something like that, but damn.
She towers over Harper, and Harper's
Yeah.
6'2", and what's Andy, 6'3"? Yeah, she's by far the tallest. I just think she's adorable. Did you see the one where she spiked it or something happened? I guess where somebody almost got hit, and she's like, oh. Like, I hope that has just this like little. I hope they don't get hurt, and she's just smiling. She's always smiling, and she just seems like really, really nice to me.
Well, she's Italian.
Yeah, well, that helps. So anyway, let's see if we can start pulling it in for the landing here.
I thought we already did.
Well, and I've got to say, most people watching probably is like, especially if they were watching UNO, and now they're nice enough to come in and actually got a nice little number tonight, but piling in for the podcast. Let's see, Iowa. Here's why Iowa was fairly competitive last year, and I don't think they got an NCAA berth, but they were right on the bubble. Well, they lost. What was her name? Jalen Adams, and so she was one of those pitchers like at the Jordy level, kind of almost. She won 25, lost 6, had a through 200 innings almost, had a 2.19 ERA, and it just was one of those stoppers. This year she's graduated. They do not have anything close to her pitching. You will see Sarida Nice. She's 10-7, but with a 4.41 ERA, a 1.49 ratio. Braylon Conlon 4-4, 4.29, but a 1.610 ratio. Iowa's pitchers put runners on base, and those are teams we attack. And we've done things like now, like we're upping the bunting game a little, where I've noticed instead of just the stand there and wait, we're starting to do the bat and then switch to a bunt at the last second. And if it's somebody like Jordy or Hanakura and they put one down, they just really don't have a chance against those guys. So she's starting to mix in. Well, especially, here's Jordy that ripped one that got over the left field fence on Sunday before she could even step out of the box. Like, you saw that thing hit. They turn the camera on the outfielder, and you just see the outfielder turned around going, it's already gone. So somebody can hit a ball that hard bunts, and that third baseman or first baseman's never getting there. The pitcher or the catcher has to come do it. We get, and then when you put one down and the pitcher picks it up and has to turn, and it's a fast runner, and they have to like now do a 180 to try and make that throw. And here's a close play at first, and all of a sudden the first baseman's feeling the pressure. And anytime you miss that throw, or say try to throw someone out going from second to third, you try to throw those runners out. Every single one of them's going in the outfield, and you're getting an extra base, and it's like an extra base hit. And now the infield's feeling frazzled. We're doing that a little more. I don't like bunting in general, but I like the way we're picking our spots, and like I said, getting the other team frazzled and out of sorts, just because all of a sudden it turns into a long throw, a big turn, and boom. You see the first baseman's kind of flinching a little because the runner's coming at him at the same time. So yeah, small ball can be fun. Let's see, anything else? Not that I see here.
I haven't seen your RSVP come through yet.
You guys are worried I'm not coming?
Yeah.
Because I was like, I think I'm pretty solid, because if I'm not coming, you have bigger problems than my RSVP, right?
Yeah.
Any other ministers in the house? What? Come on.
Have you started working on your spiel?
Well, the thing is that if he comes, there's one possible minister coming into the house. Buddy of mine, Jimmy, has actually done this a few times, and he got invited. I don't know if he's coming, but we'll see.
Have you started writing your speech?
I've got a lot of notes down.
You're both, but you got 2 speeches.
Okay, what's the other one?
The father of the bride speech.
Yeah. Oh, that's
that's the one you can talk. You can talk during that one. The ceremony, you got to keep that to like 30 minutes.
Oh, 30. That I can make that. 30's easy. I thought you were like had this fear I'd go for an hour and a half. I mean, the eulogy was in under 30, wasn't it? Or right on 30?
I don't know. A lot of people have the fear that you're gonna go over.
Yeah. It's weird that you do it because you've actually seen me in action.
You just like to talk.
That wasn't super long.
You just like to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a lot to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, those of you watching tonight, you can understand how this has been really good for me and some of my friends to get the jabbering out of my session for 45 minutes on Tuesdays during softball field, then an hour and a half or 2 in the summer and in the fall. So, yeah, let's just end her there. We're at 49. We did go an hour without you last week. Had a couple of rants in there, but they were well received. Anyway, hey, everybody who came in, I didn't. I'm sure that was an insult of some sort.
It wasn't, but okay. This is why I don't try to talk, because I get cut off.
No, go ahead.
No, it's fine.
Because I basically just have to watch you start, and then I try to get you in there.
No, I just said it. Oh, Jesus.
Yep, we got Todd Prather. Let's go Huskers. Go Big Red. Fred, always helpful. Fred's in there with what's a football? No kidding. We're a basketball school, damn it.
No, we're a volleyball school.
No, we're basketball school.
Volleyball.
We're a volleyball school. We're the rock stars of volleyball. Everyone knows it. So anyway, seriously, folks, thanks for tuning in tonight, especially if you watched softball and then jumped over. Really, really appreciate that. Mylie, thanks as always. Get some sleep.
Yeah.
I thought I was doing it with a steam shovel there for a few seconds.
What the fuck does that mean? Oh.
There. What is it that one comedian said about Michael Phelps? He looks like with that underbite a sperm whale eating krill or something. I like krill.
Okay.
Well, he didn't deserve that. Sorry, Michael Phelps. I'm sure you're watching. So anyway, good night, everybody.
I'm sure you're watching.
He's a big fan, I heard.
Well,
he's in Baltimore, so that means he's a Maryland fan. Poor guy.
Hi, puppy.
We got a Tatum cameo at the very end here. It's a Tatum cameo. I showed a picture of Tatum to my friend Kelly at Tiger Tom's the other night, and she looked at it and she just made one of those noises, and she's like, she had already paid and was getting ready to leave. She goes, "Okay, I'm leaving right now. I have to go hug all my dogs." After she saw Tatum, and she got 3 dogs and a cat. Oh, did he just bite your ear? Or I should say, they don't really bite yet. They just nom.
He's teething pretty badly.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He is. So anyway. He is biting down on our feet.
On your feet?
Yes.
I have my little sausage link wrist, and he can just put his mouth around it and just nom with his like 4 little puppy sharp teeth to his heart's content. He untied my shoe chewing my shoelace the night I met him, and then I looked down. I felt a tug, and my shoelace was untied, and he was just trying to pull it away from me. I'm like, Okay. And then I tied my shoe, and while I was tying my shoe, I hear Mylie, Tatum, stop eating the ottoman. He's just on the corner of the leather ottoman. Nom, 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 nom.
He's gotten bigger.
He has. Oh, he's going to get big. I still say 30 to 40 pounds is my guess.
Probably, yeah, around
That's
there.
my guess.
Yeah.
That's good because I prefer a dog with some heft to him to like the rat dogs or whatever.
I like my women like I like my dogs. They have some heft to them.
Okay, Miss Husky Boy.
No, that was you. I was doing an impersonation of you.
I know I was. There you were. So
oh my god,
I'll leave yours alone. Folks, good night. Go Big Red. Mylie, what do you say? You're the one dragging it out tonight, Miss Mylie.
GBR, good night.
Good night, everybody. Love you guys. Love you, Mylie. Thanks for showing up.
Love you.
We will definitely see you next week before or to talk about whooping Iowa's ass. 99.